Hello and welcome to Azure Terraformer, putting the key into KeyVault. Today's the third episode where we'll be setting up an Azure KeyVault and an SSH key that we can use with our Linux virtual machines. So without further ado, let me set up my project and we'll get started. I'm going to take from previous lab keep things moving here. EP3, okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Am I really on 3.28? That's so sad. I should probably upgrade my provider at some point. Let's do that right now. So there was recently an updated provider. I'm just gonna run Terraform in it, grab that latest provider. Oh, didn't like that. Do I have a version constraint? It's mad. Doesn't like that. I'm going off script. No. I mean, let's just delete my state and just start over. Maybe I should go with okay. Weird. Anyways, one thing when you're doing experimentation with KeyVault, I find that it's really good to turn off or to auto purge secrets when you're using KeyVault. So if you look in this, there's a feature that you can configure. Purge, soft delete, on destroy, true. So if you destroy your KeyVault, this will automatically do a purge operation for you, which is a very good thing. So there we go. Now, oh, that's good. This will come in handy in a little bit. So I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to embed that into my features block, which has been just sitting there like it's waiting for this to go in there. Waiting for this episode right now. That's what it's waiting on. Oh my gosh, my copy pasta skills are declining. So I'm gonna smash my KeyVault in here. Let's go look at the naming conventions so that we can be good. KV, shocker. And KeyVaults also can have fun hyphenated names, so I think we're good there. Let me get rid of the double quotes. Again, 12-step program to get rid of double quotes in Terraform. Yep, it's a thing. It's very sad. We've got to set the location and the resource group name. Enable for disk encryption. Nah, we're not going to do disk encryption right now. We're just going to use it to store an SSH key. I don't think we'll just take whatever the default is. Purge protection enabled, set to false. I don't even know if it's going to let me do that. I don't know. And capital S, can I make it a capital S? Having a lowercase s kind of makes me feel dirty. Also, again, remember those embedded blocks? Definitely don't do that with KeyVault, man. Definitely don't. We're going to go look up our little access policy. Hey, where is it? Oh, yeah, here it is. It's right here. Okay, yeah. And we're going to declare our access policy separately because not doing so would be a really bad idea. So we're going to call this the Terraform user. So they're using this handy dandy Azure. So in the first episode, I showed you how to use the subscription to grab the current subscription. This is actually going to grab the current client. Ooh, which I guess the client is me. It's my user. That'll be interesting. But sometimes when you run with like, this is good. No problem. Sometimes like when you run through a pipeline tool like Azure DevOps, GitHub, Jenkins, whatever, you're going to use a service principal in order to connect and talk to ARM using Terraform. This client config allows you to access what the user is, so that you can grant them the permissions to do the things on Terraform, in the KeyVault that they need to do. And if you want Terraform to be able to create secrets, then it's going to have to be able to do lots of things. Like it's going to have to do almost all the things, right? So I'm just going to go grab all these things and smash them into secret permissions. So here I am trying to eliminate double quotes, and now I'm going to go back in and add all these double quotes. That's a little bit hypocritical, I know. Oh, what happened there? So yeah, so we want Terraform, or the user, the identity that Terraform uses. In this case, it's just me, to be able to do things, to be able to do all the things. So we're going to, probably don't need backup, but definitely need delete, because when Terraform does a destroy, definitely going to need git and list and purge and maybe recover, maybe restore, maybe set. I don't know. We'll just go with that. We're not doing anything with keys right now, but it's generally a good idea to give Terraform, or whatever identity Terraform is using, all the permissions that it needs to grok your KeyVault. Otherwise, Terraform's going to get shut down pretty fast. And what did I call my KeyVault? Oh, did I call it main? Yeah, I did. I'm quite predictable, aren't I? So we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to find out if capital S standard is kosher or not. I don't know. I feel like this was in the documentation, purge protection enabled, set to false, but I feel like I'm going to get some hate mail from the provider telling me this is deprecated and I can't do that anymore. But we'll just roll with it, and we'll kind of see what happens. All right, so Terraform init. So right now I've got a KeyVault and I've got an access policy for my current user, which is me. So right now I'm going to run plan. Yeah. See, did I say it? So this is kind of the annoying thing. Sometimes we don't follow our own naming conventions, which is really funny that I'm such a stickler for naming conventions. But as you can see, like my OCD strikes again, because I wanted, Pascal case standard instead of all lowercase SKU name, but whatever. So we're running plan, and it should work this time. I should have trusted the documentation. We'll see what this purge protection happens here. This may be a Terraform apply type failure. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, so once we get this out there, auto approves. So while this is rolling, I want to go generate an SSH key. Okay. Now this is a really, really handy way of doing it. I'm just going to bounce out of here and look up TLS. And there it is. So there's a provider for TLS. So if I jump in here and I look at my resources, I'm just going to generate a private key. And we're going to grab an RSA key. gonna call this ssh.tf. We can drop that in there. We'll just call this my main my main squeeze, my main TLS private key. And we don't like things to be super secure, so we'll just make them kind of secure. I don't know, no reason. Maybe 4096 is the right thing to do. I don't know, but we're gonna find out. And you know, just for kicks, I'll also show you another one of my. Oh yeah, before I do that, we got to go look at this provider and make sure we specify the version properly, right? So let's go to overview, check 4.04. Write that down, kiddies. All right, so we're gonna go in here. We're using a new provider. It's called TLS. Yes, TLS equals source HashiCorp TLS. Version equals, what is it? Squiggly 4.0.4. It's kind of an ironic version name, 404. Okay, that works. And we're still waiting. KeyVaults do take a while. So I'm glad I'm kind of taking care of this like in process, because yeah, KeyVaults are slow to provision. So I've got my TLS here, okay. I also want to introduce you to my friend LocalFile. LocalFile's fun. LocalFile. So if I wanted to use, you know, the SSH key and look at it, you know, as a local file, God, the double quotes. The double quotes are just killing me. So I've got my local file for the private key, and then I'll have a local file for my public key. And I forget what the attributes are. I gotta go back to TLS, but before I do, 230 local file. Or is it just local? I guess it's just local. Just local? Local. Local. I thought local was something else, but okay. Local. Local equals source. Come on, man. HashiCorp local version. Squiggly caret 2.3.0. Get the equal signs to line up. Otherwise, the linting gods will come at me with pitchforks. Okay, so that's done. KeyVault's out there. I'm still putzing around with LocalFile, setting up the provider. Let me go look at the docs for TLS, because I forget which property I want. So I'm pretty sure it's this one. Private key open SSH. So we're gonna go TLS private key .main.dat, and we're gonna put this in the path module. I guess the private key is on ID RSA typically, and then the public key, public key pen. Maybe the pen. TLS private pen, and we'll call this ID RSA.pub, and we'll run apply again. It's mad because I didn't do that. Yes. Now I can do that. You have to init anytime you declare new providers so that it can download the providers and have a good time. Init also does like backend. but we haven't gotten there. Future episode. So once this is done, I'm going to generate this TLS key and we'll throw it into some files. Now, you could output these and it'll just show up as Terraform output, but I thought this might be like more useful. So you can kind of tell that's what they look like. That's not typically like what I'm used to seeing though. Like I thought there was I don't know if that's the public key that I should be using. You know, like let me just check something real quick here. And just to make sure I'm getting the right value off that as the output. So public SSH. So public key PEM. No, it should be public key open SSH. I always get tricked by the PEM. Always. Oh, and then the private key should be private key PEM. All right, so let's update this. It's gonna wipe away those files and put new values in there. I don't know what it's asking me for. So let's do that and have a good time. It's taking kind of a while. Sometimes for like very sensitive strings, like I'll add a trim space just to, in case there happens to be like extra white space. Let's go look at these files. I mean, it looks the same to me. I don't know. Now that looks normal. That looks like a normal public key that you go smash into Azure DevOps or GitHub. So this looks good. Okay, so we're using local file to output the public and private key. Not a good security practice, wouldn't recommend it, you know, because I mean we're basically going to have access to KeyVault anyway when we smash this stuff into KeyVault. But I just wanted to show you guys that, you know, that working. So let's just, I'm going to delete the local files, and then let's see if it actually deletes them. You would think it would. It's on auto approve. Anyways, while it's doing that, let's go back to the Azure provider and let's go to find our friend KeyVault secret, and we're going to go create a secret. And it's really not complicated. Secret sauce Szechuan. Who writes these you know, SSH key? Who writes these examples, you know? It's so funny. Whoever wrote this sample should get a medal. So I've got my KeyVault and I gotta make a reference. What am I doing? It's very predictable. It's main. Wow, shocker. All right, and the name, it shouldn't be secret sauce. Let's just call it like SSH, like public. And I'm gonna go grab this guy. I'm gonna say dot. Ooh, look at that, autocomplete. And is this the public key? Ooh, okay, we should probably name it something better. SSH public key. See, the double quotes, I don't know, kind of makes it a little bit more readable, even though it adds like unnecessary like text. But you know, I kind of miss the double quotes. Maybe my crusade against double quotes was bad, ill placed. You know, I don't know. Anyways, so we've got a KeyVault secret set up for our public key and for our private key. And we're gonna go jam those out there. Any second now. So while that's happening, let me just go back to my resource group list. So we looked at Alpha 6 IPU, and then Mr. 8x8, and then now, go away. And then we got GZ9 Facebook. I'm not even gonna try and make a name out of that. Something to do with Zuck. All right, here we go. EP3, key V, secrets. No secrets. There are no secrets available. But you can see that my access policy is working, because if I didn't have access, it would be like, talk to the hand, you can't see. You can't even see there are no secrets available. Let's hit refresh. Oh, look at that. And because I have all the things, I can go look at the value. Oh, there it is. Look at the value. There it is. And go look at the value. Yeah. So I can go grab the values and all that stuff. So there you go. So we got our KeyVault. Oh, I could add a diagnostic setting to my KeyVault. We're starting to get into resources that do that. But yeah, we could do that. That's not so bad. I'm not like the diagnostic setting is not the easiest thing to use, which is why I typically use a module. So I'm just going to snag this, and we're going to go add the diagnostic setting. Now this is going to be a little fun. So I've got random string, I don't know, KeyVault, monitor, sure, and we're gonna plug that in there. We're getting our subscriptions. No, it should not be the subscription ID anymore. It's actually going to be the KeyVault, right? So the KeyVault's ID. So we're going to go keyvault.main.id, and now I need to reference that storage account. So this is where I'm going to look up storage account, and I'm going to use a data reference. So we're going to call this storage account monitor. Yeah. And the resource group is what? Well, before we do that, let's get the logs here. So we got audit logs. Now, I don't like this, that they've got these human-friendly ones, which are not always the same. You can click on this JSON view, and you can find out what they actually are. So we've got audit underscore, not underscore, lowercase, okay? Oh, interesting. So we've got all logs, and we have audit. It's kind of fun. So you want to look at the category. Category group. All right. So for the metrics, so I need 2 logs and I need 1 metric. I'm going to convert this one down here into a metric. So metric, I'm going to call this all metrics. Okay. Now, this is where the plot thickens. Diagnostic setting. Let me go check out category. Is there a category group? Oh, look at that. The name of the category group. Not all resources have category groups available. So the category is totally optional, and so is category group. So I think I'm just going to use the category group, because honestly there is no category itself. and it's lowercase audit, if I could spell, and kind of weird camel case, all logs. Again, consistent with our namings. Like, this is Pascal case, this is camel case, and this is just lowercase. So whatever, man. Okay, so we've got all of those things set up. Now I need to go get Packer images. Okay, so this is what will eventually store my storage account. And I'm gonna set this, I'm gonna do this, and it is a data reference, so I gotta prefix that with data. So these are existing things, I'm not creating those. So I need to look up my log analytics workspace using this data reference, bada bing, bada boom. And we'll call this monitor. And we have declared war on double quotes for the sake of that. And so now let's just go find what our resource group is. Ah, wonderful. Like, I get to use locals for the first time. So we're basically just gonna say locals. Monitor suffix. Okay, this is the resource group name, right? I guess I could hard code. Let's see if I can make this better. I'm gonna hard code it, and then I'm gonna see if I could extract this to make it like cooler. So the log analytics workspace name is that, double quotes. The storage account is this. So, double quotes. So really, if I grab my A6 IPU, right, put that there, this is my monitor suffix, I can build these things. I don't have to hard code it everywhere. So I got my IPU, alpha 6 IPU, and my monitor suffix, alpha 6 IPU. There you go. Kind of, better, I guess. Better? Yeah, I think we can say that that's better. Okay, now let's add this diagnostic setting. And now the KeyVault that we created, that we also created an SSH secret for, two secrets, one for the SSH private key, which actually should be kept secret, and then one for the public key, which really doesn't have to be kept secret. But it's more for like housekeeping, I guess. And now we're adding a diagnostic setting which will log when people go and access the SSH key, which is kind of good to know. So we are generating the random string. We are creating the diagnostic setting with our category groups. And yeah, so this should be good. Any second now. Any second now. It doesn't like log. I think they changed it to like enable log, something like that. So yeah, no, not. It's basically the same thing. So let's go look at this. We already looked at my secrets. It's not activity logs. It's diagnostic setting, and there it is. There we go. There's our setting. And we're pumping logs, we're all the logs and the audit and all the metrics and all that stuff. There you go. So I think we're done. So we have our KeyVault. We have an SSH key that we can use to authenticate with our virtual machines. We've stored that so it's accessible to us in KeyVault. someplace pretty secure. And we've also attached our KeyVault to the observability stack that we set up in episode 1. So that's kind of a lot. There's only one resource in my resource group, but there's quite a few things that that we provision, within this little project here. So yeah, that's it. Next episode, we'll be provisioning a virtual machine and using this SSH key to connect with it, and we'll go from there. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and click the notifications so that you can be sure to know when I publish the next episode in the season. So and for that, we'll see you next time on Azure Terraformer. Thanks a lot.